Welcome back to Bills, Bets, and Beers. I'm your host, Chad. I know it's been a bit since I've been on here, but I had a lot of family stuff going on, and I'm back into the swing of it, especially with this big game coming up. Being a season ticket holder, I'm excited seeing the Chiefs come into the stadium. Went to the Steelers game last week. It was amazing. And now back into another night game up there, and hopefully late night getting back to the house after. So it definitely took off Monday. Um, but yeah, let's go just jump right into this real quick, right into the injury report. We have tons of injuries right now. Um, obviously, injuries from earlier in the year, but just going off what's out there right now. Kristen Benford, he's not going to be playing. He was did not participate all week, obviously, so he's already been ruled out as of today. Then you have linebacker Terrell Bernard, ankle injury. He didn't participate all week, but he's questionable. So I'm guessing they're trying to rest it to see if they can get him in the game like last minute. But as of now, that's it's looking not the greatest for him to play, but we're hoping he plays. Definitely give us a little bit more of an edge. Um, Another linebacker, Tyrell Dotson, shoulder was limited all week, but he is playing. There's no designation and questionable or out, so he's definitely in, which is a great sign for us. Then you have Tron Johnson. He had a concussion, limited participation all week, and he is also questionable. Expect him to play. Hopefully gets out of protocol Saturday evening or Monday or Sunday morning or something like that, but he should be able to get out of it soon. And then our punter, Sam Martin, he had left hamstring issues from last game, toughed it out a little bit, and he was limited all week. I'm guessing they just don't want to put too much emphasis on the hamstring it now. He knows how to punt. He's been a punter for a long time. So I don't think he really needs to practice, but they're definitely gonna be keeping him warm now. I think last game he just came out cold and just was his body wasn't ready to do the football activities that it was supposed to do. Which when it gets cold weather that can definitely happen. But he was limited all week and he's questionable. I expect him to play, but we do have a punter that we added to our practice squad, and I'm guessing he's going to be brought up for the game just in case. And then obviously the big one, wide receiver Gabe Davis. He's currently out for this. He's out for this game. Didn't participate all week. I think everyone kind of expected him to play this game, but um, I mean the offense has been playing bad with him, but they're definitely going to miss him. He's huge on the blocking aspect, at least from what I see, and I think that's what we're gonna miss in this game. But who knows? I think Sherfield can definitely block as well, but I don't know. Gabe Davis was a monster in some of those run blocks. So definitely when you see it, I mean, on TV, it just looks massive sometimes. But yeah, now we're gonna go into Chiefs. We have they have a lot of wide receivers on here. Sky Moore has been playing his best game, but he's out for this game. It's weird too. He was limited Wednesday, Thursday, and then didn't participate Friday, and he's out for this game. That's kind of weird. I'm guessing just had a little bit setback on Friday. Then Kadarius Toney, hip ankle. He was limited all week. He's questionable. I'm expecting to see him play. I mean, there's no reason not to. They're already low at wide receiver, at least reliable at wide receivers, and I know he hasn't been the best for them, but they're going to need everything out there they can. Then wide receiver Justin Ross, hamstring. He was limited all week, and he is questionable as well. He has been getting more passes towards him, just with like obviously with the drop issues and the limited wide receiver options, but definitely just seeing all these injuries on the wide receiver squad makes it a little bit nicer as a Bills fan to think about what they're gonna do, but it doesn't matter because now they have two weapons that are massive. So with Kelsey and Rice, so nothing you can do. I mean, we have to stop them anyways. The other people, they're not going to usually be the problem like Scantling and all that stuff like that. Those are usually just people you let go one on one and let the people in the back end take care of it when you're double teaming the others. Then you have nose tackle Derek Nadi. His tricep. Did not participate all week, and he's out for this game. Also, on another side of the line, offensive tackle Wayne Morris. He's had a concussion. Um, this was a weird one. He was full practice Wednesday. Thursday he was limited, and then Friday he was out. I'm guessing something had happened at practice or something along the lines, or he had some setback with concussion from the game before. I'm not sure, but he's out for this game. And then you have cornerback Legarius Sneed. He was limited all week, and he's playing, so there's no designation of like questionable or out. It's going to be just interesting knowing it's a calf injury because those things can sneak up again, especially in cold weather with cramping and everything like that. I know he played a cold game last week, but everything plays an effect. So it'd be interesting to see how he practiced. I'm guessing they're going to have him shot up at all the fun stuff the NFL has for players to keep them all healthy and guaranteeing the calf's not going to cramp up on him and everything like that. So, but yeah, that's it about the injury reports. Let's jump into these storylines. Had a lot of talk about. Um, First one, most obvious, everyone's been talking about the Chiefs coming into Bill Stadium finally. Never, the only first time they played, there was no one in the stands. Actually seeing the 12th man, Bills Mafia, out there in the area. So that's going to be huge. I got Chiefs versus Bills, Bills Mafia, aka the 12th man. I mean, it's just going to be huge. That crowd noise is going to be massive. I mean, you think the normal crowd noise at a Bills game is big? Mahomes coming into town, um, most likely having Taylor Swift in there too. I don't want to mention her as much, but she's going to be there, and that's going to be a lot of news as well, a lot of coverage there. Um, it's just going to be so much stuff going on. Bills Mafia is going to be going crazy. It's the divisional round going up against a rival that we haven't had as much luck against them in the playoffs. Been more having more luck in the regular season as of late. So just got to piece it together and get this game in and win it. And I think having Bills Mafia there is going to be huge because they're coming into. I know snow and cold not going to affect them. They play with that stuff in Kansas City. It's just going to be interesting how the offense deals with having that much crowd noise because they've been so used to having like home game experiences during these playoffs. It's going to be a completely different beast. And I think it's going to come down to a communication issue, and they're not going to be able to do as much movement in their plays or as much changing at the lines as much as they usually do in their games. Um, Next, I got Josh Allen versus turnover prone plays. So I want to see Josh Allen play aggressive, but we need him to play aggressive without turning the ball over. And I think sometimes early in the game, when there's that much at risk, like it could be like a 7-3 game or like a 0-7 game or something where we're down in points or we're just ahead and they want to just get the edge and keep it going, which everyone on the field wants to do that. But sometimes he like in a situation where it's not like life or death in that game to get that play, he just puts too much pressure on himself or just plays extra aggressive. Like it's like the 2 minute drill at the end of a game and we're down by 7 points when it's not that type of situation yet. And then it ends up biting him in the ass, like throwing a pick in the end zone, uh, fumbling the ball, or throwing a pick on our side of the field or at midway. We just have to limit any of those, um, which is obvious. Anyone can say that, but I want I'm hoping to see Josh Allen be that player to play the aggressive Allen that we love and we know and love, and just not just not turn the page into the over aggressive and make those turnovers happen because that's going to be very detrimental in this game. You can't give them an inch, a centimeter, anything to the Chiefs because once you give them that, they're going to run with it, and everybody knows that. Even if they get down the field and just kick a field goal, that's 3 points they shouldn't have had at that point. And those points that we got 0, so they're +3, and that's Never the case. You don't want to, even if they came down with a touchdown after you score a field goal, you don't want to be down +7 and only if, even if you score 3, you're still like taking a margin away. Or if you turn 3, they get 3. You get a touchdown, they get a touchdown. You want to be even, like hit for hit for hit, punch for punch for punch. Um, Next up, I got the banged up Chiefs offense versus our banged up defense. Their offense, I know, like they're not big name hitters like Sky Moore. We thought he was gonna. I think everyone thought he was gonna be big for them, and just turned out not being the case. Then you have um, like Justin Ross. He's new. He's not doing too much there, but he has been doing stuff recently because of how just their offense has been playing is great. And then you have Kadarius Toney, and it's just all these injuries, and their offensive line, and Travis Kelce hasn't been catching, and like he's been dropping more balls lately. I've never seen him drop this much. Like he's usually known for his hands, especially in those tough like big hit catches, and he's just dropping wide open ones now, and it's definitely not his mo. So, but it's been this year, so it's going to be very interesting. Um, and they're going up against our banged up defense, but we're getting a couple pieces back. We're getting Dotson back. Hopefully, Teron Johnson comes back in. Um, and like a good and Ternell Bernard. Hopefully, he can get them to keep our linebacking core like strong and stout, as stout as it can be. We'd love to see Matt Milano out there, but unfortunately, that's just a task that we can't have. It's not at hand. So, and then we're also getting Rasul Douglas back. That's a big, big, big thing. Um, Unfortunately, uh, Benford's out, but I mean, Dane Jackson came in and he played strong. Elam's playing a little bit better. Had that big interception last week, so looking for him to play physical against Rice if they go against him. And it's just gonna be a good overall game. Um, then of course, uh, interesting um, ones is can this secondary, like being a little banged up as it is, cover Kelsey and Rice long enough to be able to get these sacks on Mahomes. Because if he has no one back there, yeah, he's gonna try to run. But if we don't over pursue and stay in our lanes, and we get right and we can get down there towards him with the natural pressure, like it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a beautiful game to see live, and that's what I'm hoping for. Um, Now I got Ken Von Miller because he hasn't been really there lately. He's been playing, and he's starting to get back towards what he used to be. But he hasn't been a great game wrecker of any sorts. Hoping he comes back and he makes multiple impactful plays today. I mean, on Sunday. That's going to be massive, and we need to see that. Have him and Wagner go back to their normal selves during that Super Bowl run against the Bengals, and just heavy hitting, getting sacks, and doing everything they need to. Getting the QB pressures, getting the QB hits, tackling for a loss, everything like that. That's what we need to see from Vaughn, and I'm hoping he shows it up right at the end of the year when we need it. That's what we got him to show up big in the playoffs. Regular season, we have the personnel, but we need someone to show up huge in these playoffs. And I know Ed Oliver's been doing well. We have Leonard Floyd doing well too, but we need Von Miller to show up and show up big, especially with all the injuries we have at linebacker. That's what we need. Um, and I'm hoping to see at least a sack from him this game, or at least half a sack and a couple QB hits. That'd be amazing. And then last but finally last least, the Bills offensive line versus the Chiefs front four. They've been playing good defense lately, and of course, Chris Jones, he's a game wrecker. But that's what we need to stop. We can't stop him. We just need to slow him down enough so Allen has the chance to either escape the pocket, um, do some play action stuff, or just get the ball off if it's a quick 5 and out, 10 and in, anything like that. Just get the ball out there and just stop Chris Jones just enough so he can get it done. And it sounds, I mean, it's easy to say. That's obviously what you got to do, but their front four isn't bad. They've been having a good defense. It's 1-2 with us the past so many weeks. So with certain stats. So we just need to see the Bills offensive line show up big and be the offensive line we saw against the Cowboys. Like push them back, get that run game going strong, and just never look back. Because once we get this run game going, they're not going to be able to just um, say, "Oh, let's just throw everyone in coverage." You're going to have to put some people up in the box again, and it's going to make it that much easier for Dawson Knox, Kincaid, Shakir, Diggs, everyone to eat, and that's what we're open to see this week. This is one of my favorite sections. Players of the game. Some big. I think some obvious ones, but I don't like this. I'm not going to say the like Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. I like to go a little bit more, like a little bit like, off them, but not too much further. Like for the Bills, we got James Cook on the offense. We need him to show up huge. I think he's gonna have a game where he has over at least over 90 like all-purpose yards with receiving and rushing. He's gonna be doing something big this game. And then Ed Oliver, he needs to show up huge, get that internal pressure on Mahomes, and just make him not be able to escape from the sack. And just keep him there so he can't even get out of the pocket, keep him contained, and just make him either make a mistake or take a sack. Because he will take a sack if he has to. He's not going to throw it away and put it in harm's way like Josh Allen does sometimes. Mahomes is good at not doing that. He's good at throwing the ball away and making sure nothing comes of it. But we got to get that internal pressure so he takes away the first read or so, and then just make a mistake or get him down. Um, then on the Chiefs side, of course, you have I think the obvious one besides Patrick Mahomes. I think Travis Kelsey, and it's because he for them to win, he's gonna have to go back to the the Kelsey of old, where he's not dropping balls when he's wide open and no one's on him, and he's not just. It's it's like there's something going on in his head or something. Or I know he's getting a little older. He's not that old, so he just lost a step. It seemed recently with all these dropped balls and not getting open and less. I mean, I think he has not as much separation, but he still has a lot of separation, and he just hasn't been um like counting in on all those things you had, like all that separation you get. A ball comes in and it's like either it hits his hands and he drops it, or he's looking where he's going to run next. And he was always known for good hands. So interesting to see what he does this game. He's going to have to ball out so that we're going to have to put more focus on him. And then Rice is going to have to show out. So vice versa, it could go both those players, but I'm leaning more towards Travis Kelsey. Um, then you have Chris Jones for their defense. And like I said, he's a game wrecker. He comes in there and he just blows up that offensive line. He's going to be bullying most likely Deion Dawkins, or they do move him around a little bit, so who knows? But he's going to be something to watch for, because if he has a big game, it's going to be a long night for the Bills. Next up, we got my second one. Actually, I got a lot of favorite sections to do now, but Bills lose if, and I always did Bills win because I saw it from the wasn't the Bengals podcast. It was the other one. Um, I loved it. I think Bills win if. I went the other route. Bills lose if, because it makes you get a different mindset, kind of like the mindset of uh like on enemy behind enemy lines in a sense. I think the Bills lose if their front four on the defense can't get that natural pressure. And adding on another thing and getting that natural pressure with our without over pursuing the lanes. Because if you keep those lanes open, Mahomes is going to be able to run out and get those 10, 15, 20 yards scampered down the field. Or he's going to be able to do a quick flush out and then do a quick dump off to like Pacheco or something like that. We need to keep those lanes filled, don't over pursue, and just keep him contained in that little bubble of a pocket and get that internal pressure. Because if we do that, if we do over pursue and you just miss him, he can do just like Allen. Maybe not as physical of a runner, but he can still get those 15, 20 yards down the field. He's quick, especially when you have open space. He's going to be able to. He's going to slide when he comes up to the people. But if he has to get a first down, he's going to fight for it. And we just don't. We can't let him do that to us. If we let him run like that, it's going to be also a very long night. And then obviously doing that and just winning the turnover battle. If it's a 0-0, that'd be ideal. Like even the 1-1, just either saying even or better than in the turnover battle. And if we do that, the Bills can't lose. But once you start losing that turnover battle, and it's like you just amputated a foot. It just makes it harder to get the job done, and unnecessarily harder. And you put that on yourself. But yeah, and I'll do another random one on like just to give a Bill side of the Chiefs. The Chiefs will lose if it's almost the same thing. If their front four can't get pressure on Josh Allen and make him make a mistake, because they are banking off of Josh Allen making mistakes in this game. Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce are great. If Travis Kelce's dropping balls like he did in that Miami game, Bills are going to have a heyday. But if their wide receivers have been playing like they keep playing the way they have been the past couple weeks and don't wake up, it's going to be a long night for them too. So those are the two I would go. Is that pressure on the natural pressure against Josh Allen and same thing, just don't over pursue, containing him in there, keeping the spy on him, and then also just wide receivers not dropping the ball and just making it that much harder on Mahomes to score. Because last time they weren't able to get to the red zone too often, and I'm banking on that, especially with my parlay coming up. Now I got some hot takes over here. Sorry, just doing all my little things. Okay, some hot takes, big hot takes here. I have James Cook going 125 plus all-purpose yards. So rushing, receiving. I see him going over 125, probably dropping like 80 or so on the ground and about 50 or so in the air. Just we're going to have the times where we're doing some play action, doing some quick dump off screens. So they're going to have to kind of spread their defense out. And then that's going to make Allen open up his run and have James Cook be able to still like get more rushing yards as well. I think it's just going to be a very physical, dominant game. And the screen game and everything's just going to open up everything for the wide receivers as well. Then I got another one, Mahomes getting sacked 2+ times and throwing an interception. I don't think that's too far off. I think if Elam actually comes to play like he played last week, then you have Rasul Douglas out there. He's the biggest ball hawk we have on the team. He's out there playing. And then with Teron Johnson, hopefully he's coming in. I mean, we may be banged up. We were getting the pieces that have been helping this team thrive and win. Dane Cook has been looking good as well. I mean, Dane Jackson's been looking good as well. So I think and then Ed Oliver's coming up the middle, Leonard Floyd, and hopefully a big big showing from Von Miller this week, just showing his presence and hearing his name called. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to see. Even it's just to get seeing him get pressure and hearing his name be called. That would be something going forward that we want to see if and when we do get a further postseason run going. Last but not least, Travis Kelce under 75 plus receiving yards. I know it's not like a huge thing because we've been kind of doing it lately, but the last couple postseason games we've lost, he's had at least 100 plus 100 plus receiving yards with at least one touchdown. We need to shear that up real quick. Keep him underneath 75, hopefully underneath 50. And then Rashid Rice can get a little bit more, but keep him underneath 100, and we can win this game. Just controlling those two. Because Pacheco, he's a good run, but if we're shearing that well, then we can kind of stack the box a little bit more and keep Pacheco from running out. Keep those lanes filled. Keep him from being able to do a cutback and go up another 30 yards. Because he's quick, and that's his biggest asset is the quickness that he has and the physicalness too. But the quickness is where he gets those quick bursts. He's fast. Now, what to watch for? I know hot takes, player of the game, kind of the same thing. But this segment, I'm putting it for Rasul Douglas. What is Rasul Douglas gonna do? And also, what is McDermott gonna do to cover Rice and Kelce? I think Rasul Douglas coming in this game, if he's 100%, they're throwing him on Rice. I know we don't usually do that too often, but if it's him and Kelce being the big hitters, they're gonna probably throw him on some, at least throw him on like some big third down plays and things like that. But if they're not, just whoever's covering Rice, that's what you have to watch for. Because that middle with the linebackers, they can do that there. You're just going off of whoever comes in healthy. But Rice is going to open up lanes for Kelce if he's catching those cut balls up the sideline and doing a quick in and outs and like he's been doing lately. So we just have to not get burnt by him and just manage that. And I see Rasul. I think we're going to see a lot of Rasul Douglas on him, hopefully. And I kind of want him to follow him around, especially if he can do that and shut him down. That'd be great. And I know it's not, and then it's Sean McDermott defense to do that, but at least on the big third downs or stuff like that, following Rashid Rice and keep it in catch free, or at least out of the first down sticks. So I do have my seven leg DraftKings parlay. I did not get a picture on here for it, but I'll just go over it verbally. It's not that bad. It's pretty quick. I know you think 7 legs, it's pretty big, but I won a 6 leg recently. I won a couple of five leggers recently when I put $3 and got 80, $90 out of it. So went a little bit further this time as a free $5 anytime bet. So used it wisely and just put it on this. I got Khalil Shakir for an anytime touchdown and Rashid Rice for an anytime touchdown. I did that because I think Shakir is going to be definitely a big part of this game. I mean, I could have gone with Dawson Knox or Kincaid or Cook. I just think for the odds it was 300 something. I think Shakir is a good bet for that. And same thing for Rice. He was one of the bigger. He was further than Kelce. I think he was like 180 or so, and Kelce was like below him. And same thing for Checo. I just think for Rashid Rice, he's gonna get a touchdown. And he's getting one of those like maybe 15-yard pass by the end zone or something, or a couple yard pass, or a weird like reversed run, or like a screen or something where he just escapes and stuff. But I just see him getting a touchdown during this game. No, we're not going to hold them from getting a touchdown, so I went that route. Then I got James Cook, 75 plus Alternate rush plus receiving yards. 75 is very low for him, and I didn't go for the 100 mark. I just wanted to keep it around 75 because I guarantee he's at least going to get that. Then you got Dawson Knox, 25 plus yards receiving, which is wild. That's like plus 200, 300 almost. So I see him being a big part of this, especially with Gabe Davis out. That middle of the field is going to be where we're going to be hitting a lot. Um, then I got Josh Allen over 273 and a half passing and rushing yards. I think Allen's going to get at least 50 on the ground. And then he needs 225 in the air. That's I think he can almost get this just by air yards. I think he could throw for 300. But I'm just going a little safe. The touchdowns are a little bit pushing it, so keeping my parlay at least reasonable. And then you have Harrison Butker. I have him getting over 1.5 field goals. The Dolphins defense, which was beat up and worse than the Bills, were holding them and keeping them out of the end zone. And we built our defense to keep the Chiefs out of the end zone and get them on 3 and outs and everything like that. We built our team to beat them. And I just see Butker having to kick a couple, 2 to 3 at least. And I see him getting over 1.5. I think it's going to be an easy bet. And lastly, I have Buffalo minus covering the minus 2.5 spread. If we win this game, it's going to be by 3 to 7. It's not going to be like a 1 point game, 2 point game. It's going to be by 3 or 7, and well, 3 to 7. I don't see it being a big blowout, but I do see it being closer. I got that makes my $5 free bet into a $650 output, which is nice. I'm really hoping that hits because that'll help me maybe pay for a trip to Vegas or something. No, just kidding. I'm definitely staying home if we get that far, but I don't want to think too far ahead and jinx myself. Last but not least, we got my score prediction. I'm going Bills 31, Chiefs 24. I think it's going to come down to Mahomes having to make um, our defense having to stop Mahomes one last time with about a minute and a half left. And just like in the first game we played him this year, it's going to come down to Mahomes making a mistake and either throwing a pick or someone fumbling the ball. And we're going to win the game. Then we can just run down the clock and just celebrate. It's going to be beautiful because Mahomes had a chance and our defense stopped him. And that's going to make our defense known that we're still strong, even with all of our injuries. And that's what we have to show. And then if we go into Baltimore, Baltimore's going to be nervous. If we can stop Mahomes on a game-winning drive or a game-tying drive coming in a postseason that would bring him into a AFC championship, whoever we face next is going to be a little bit scared about our defense. So I got some sponsors I got to go over. He hasn't been posting as much as of late, but he does post some things still. Check out my buddy over at on YouTube, Mr. _Nasty Time. He does a lot of gaming on there. He occasionally does some NFL videos, some stuff about MMA for parlays, basically anything. He does some like quarterback rankings, running back rankings, pretty much whatever you could think to do. His content's good. He's very knowledgeable about the sport, and with his how he lays it out there, I think everyone would enjoy the videos. Um, Also, check out my wife's Instagram page. She does crochet. A second. She is amazing at it. She makes cardigans, blankets, hats, gloves, mittens for toddlers, babies, all the way up to full-grown um, big adults. I mean, anyone you could think of, she can make it for. All she has to do is know the size and some measurements, and she can make it for you. Like I said, she makes blankets too, big blankets. Um, She makes little stuffed animals, like toys for kids, um, like koozies, like coasters, anything you could think of that could be made with yarn, she can make it. And if you need her to find a pattern, she can, and she could even buy a pattern and make anything you want. So definitely check her out. It's the winter season. Get a nice pair of gloves, get a nice hat. It's not that expensive, and she could make it for you and send it to you very quickly. It takes her like to make a hat. She could do it within a couple hours and have everything done and shipped out and ready for you. So shoot her a DM if you want anything. Um, Even if you have an idea of what you want, you can find a pattern and then let you know how much it costs and even show you the receipts of what it would cost, and then see if you want to go down that road. She knows how to do everything like that. Um, but yeah, I got some upcoming videos. I'm gonna be obviously doing uh Bills Chiefs reaction video. Our post game reaction. It's gonna be the game day after because I am going up to the game and I'm probably getting home by 2 or 3 o'clock next on Monday. So it's gonna be hopefully sleep it in. The kids got school, but get them on the bus and get some more sleep. And then prepping a video probably for that afternoon or um, mid to late, early to mid evening, and then just depending on the outcome, doing another preview video or just talking about the NFL in general, just doing a quick relay of the NFL and the state of it at the moment, and just with all the head coach changes, all the interviews going on, all the speculations of everything happening. It's definitely an exciting time in the NFL, especially with championship games coming up. Just doing a quick preview and prediction of everything. Just trying to get more and back into this because I do enjoy it. Just haven't had the time at all lately. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Go Bills. Definitely give me a like and subscribe. Share my content out there. Um, Try to change it up the best I can. Get some new mics, get some new headphones, get some new setup. I'm probably be moving it to a different room, um, maybe for the next video, depending how much I can get done. But trying to get better and just get my stuff out there. But yeah, go Bills, and I'm out.